Hey, Summer! How you doing? I'm opening some packs while I, wait for help to come. You count. Carla's playing your deck right now? Oh, nice! That's awesome. Archivist is so good. Ooh, Sandman. Neat. I hope it's going well. Do some sorting here. Rizna. Gobblies. Land is fun. I do like Dreadfang and Serena and Scorpion Sting. Those are all pretty darn good. Heh. Passage. Nice. Razorkin's fun. Had some decent success with Closet, but not that. This hasn't been that impressive. I like the Razorkin quite a bit, though. Unplayable, as far as I'm concerned, but I could be wrong. Sarn is very good. I think I would take that here. Yeah, that's nice. I actually think I prefer Sarn. Card is good, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Has happened before. Okay. Damning Caress, Sudden Strike, Zora, Scorpions. This one has a bunch of different things. Aunt May is fun. This card is great. This card is great. This card is good. I think I would take the Damning Caress and the Sudden Strike over the Scorpion Sting. But this Zora is actually really interesting too. Oh, if only I could open this in paper. Soulstone. Wisecrack here. Nope, House Grows Hungry. Good stuff. That Death of Gwen Stacy. Just dying over and over again on a card. Well, I love this card. I probably would take it here to hope along with the Weaver if I were taking two. Oh yeah. If these pats were big enough. Sorry, I'm sorting stuff here. I really don't know. So I have 4 decks that I know I'm going to take. Sorry, I have 6 decks that I know I'm going to take. I'm debating the final 2, and I just don't have an answer. This one's fun. I might just take these 2 here. Is blue-green supported? No. But I could still make it work. Ooh, lots of foils. Found the foil pile. Okay, there it is. Okay, that's good. Then these are the uncommons. Not all of them though. Okay. Ooh, Rouse the Swarm, Chizak, Cityscape. Wow, we've gotten like a million of those. These are awesome. Yeah, that card was interesting. Gotta have a lot of removal, I think, to make it pretty good, I think. But, you know, the trading happens okay, and then you're all right to be able to grab something good from that. Dreadfang, Damning Caress. Yeah. Ooh. Do like Scorvus. Oh, this card. Yeah, you really have to commit to that card. That's an interesting one. If you have a ton of Mayhem, it's great. Or if you just play it out when you don't have any more cards in hand, then it's fine. I keep wanting to make it great. There's just so much, I don't know. It has to be perfectly timed, I think, and you have to get a little bit lucky to like empty out your hand at that point, but I don't know. That one's a tough one. I mean, you might just be tempted to take Scorvus and Kivni, because this doesn't have to be... Like, this one has to have things go well. These are just solid cards. I don't know. That one's a tough one. Okay. Leyline Weaver I really like. One Kazoo is fine. I usually don't want two. Shock is nice. Principled is good. Oh, look, it's Miles. I like that card. That card's excellent. I would probably take the Leyline Weaver and that instead of the Shock, and leave myself open to being in not green-red necessarily, but green-white potentially, or something like that. I'd try to go Naya so I could do the full thing, but couldn't guarantee it. Okay, oh, I like Tidal Spinner. That's fun. There's a hide as well. Ah. Well, I would probably take that and Fearsome Ridgeline. But if that weren't there, I would take the Arger and the Fearsome Ridgeline, I think. Even over the hide. I think the Ridgeline has come a lot... it's still really... Like, I knew it was good, but, like, it's... you come even farther up in my estimation. Ugh. Somehow this has been winning games. I just don't know... I suppose if you, like, already have a very heavy Mayhem and Exile deck... Interesting. I just feel like... I don't know. That one's an interesting one. I feel like I could use that in Constructed more than I could use that in Limited, but I think if you get the right build-around deck, it would work in this format. Okay. Goro and City Pigeon here, or something like that. Jeez. That pack was kind of lackadaisical. Alright. I have finished sorting that pile. Okay. Sarn. Looks like we're getting a Mythic. And Snapback or Shock. Wild card. Okay. Almost done. Then we go to the decks that I want to think about bringing. Okay. Zora Scorpions? House and Scorpions? Probably. Don't go into the Zora yet there when you can get 2 good pieces of removal for black. I want to play this right now, but I am freaking out about the trip, as I always do right before a trip. I just need to figure out what to do to bring as far as commander decks. So I am panicking. Selesnya and Prison Break for no reason, like it's not rational. Selesnya and Prison Break here. Ooh, no, Selesnya and Cheering Crowd. Those are both fantastic. Alright, nice. That would have been a sweet pack to open. Okay, let's go another one. Our final one. Alright. Okay. Alessos here and Arachnologist so far. I don't know about that. I would try to make it work this early in the format. I would take Verilax and Alessos, Anti-Venom and Alessos. Arachnologist and Treat Trolley would be a really good pickups here because they would allow me to help fix for the 5 white. But this card's just very strong. So technically, I think if you were later in the format or being more competitive, I would take the Eccentric and the Alessos. Okay, so since this is a brief stream, let's go to see if I can get your opinions on okay. Oops. Okay, somehow the... okay, I have to click that anyway. Okay. So, not all of these are commander decks. Some of these are cubes. And a lot of these are precons that have been altered or just precons that have not been altered. And some of these are decks in progress that I may or may not finish at some point. But the current things that I thought I would bring that I really love are X Marks the Spot, which is a Lucia Kane deck with X spells in it. It's just silly and fun and can do really stupid things, but often doesn't. but when I do, it's really great. It's so much fun. So that one's definitely coming. So X Marks is coming. I am also bringing, let's see, we're bringing Bombadil. So I wanted to do sagas. It's highlighted because I have this weird, version of the card, the crazy version of the card, but whoa, Jesus. Wow. That thing exploded in price. That was okay. And then I have also this version, which is easier to read for people so that I don't, piss anybody off by like having to read this card. Hey, Magic Money. So this one's definitely coming. I need to get I absolutely need to get a Bahamut for this. It really needs that. And a Roar. Where's the Roar? The Tarkir Dragonstorm Roar thing that makes the 5/5s. But I'll do that at some point. But that's coming. So that's X Marks the Spot, Bombadil. Somebody said Riss. I'm definitely bringing Riss. That's my Populate deck. That one's so much fun. I'm debating put a Cosmogrand Zenith in it. I have the other version. I have the one, but I want to trade the other version. This one, this thing here, which I really don't like the art for. It's connotation for the original art. I really like the original art. So I'm bringing that to try and trade it with somebody. But yeah, so this Populate deck is absolutely going. So we've got Riss, X Marks the Spot, Bombadil. We have all the things. All the things is coming. It's my it's my Changeling deck. It's so much fun. It was so Command Zoe had a version of it, and then I was just like, I think I can put a stamp on that. And we've been inspiring each other since then. So that's really, really fun. This one is a basically it's changelings and lords. That's what it does, because every changeling is every creature, and so when you have, Voja here, right, and every creature you control is both an elf and a wolf, like, that's pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. And so that's its main thing, is just doing silly things, and of course it works very well with Unholy Annex, because all of its changelings are demons as well, so that one's super, super fun. I had some fun putting some tech in there. So that's coming. So we have X Marks, Bombadil, Riss, all the things. And of course, Greensleeves, Badger is coming, because this is one of the decks that people know us most for, right? We played on Elder Dragon Hijinks. And this one's super, super cool and fun. And it just makes it's literally the Badger meme. And on occasion, I will, if people allow it, what I do is I put a Spore Mound in, and if I get Spore Mound, a bunch of Badgers, and one of my snakes, say Lotus Cobra and Oran Frostfang, then I just win the moral victory. I just win. This is my alternate win con for this deck. But yeah, so that's my Badger deck. So that's coming. So X Marks, Bombadil, Riss, all the things, Badger. And I'm going to bring my +1/+1 deck, because this one just makes me happy. There's a lot of tokens to remember, but it makes me happy. Like, that's not tokens, +1/+1 counters, but it makes me very, very happy. So this one is definitely coming as well. This is Prime Speaker Zagana. Am I going try? No, I'm just having fun, Jay. I'm just having fun. Good question. Very good question. So those are the 6 that I have in mind right now. X Marks, Bombadil, Risk, all the things, Badger, and so Greensleeves and +1/+1. So I have so many other options that I'm really excited about, but I don't know which to do. I have space for 2 more decks. And oftentimes I take a precon, one of the upgraded precons that I did, which is I often take like Food and Fellowship, just because if people have like a precon, this isn't upgraded much. I only upgraded it with Lord of the Rings card, and there's no there's no One Ring, and there's no Orcish Bowmasters or anything like that. It's just I upgraded it with things that were, Lord of the Rings stuff. So I put in a Call of the Ring, right? Or I just upgraded whatever was already in there with a different version of it. So this Gaffer happens to be extended art rather than the regular, So I put in things, but they're only Lord of the Rings cards that were printed in Lord of the Rings. So I feel that that's still, in the spirit of the precon. And I therefore like the lands have not been upgraded at all. They're all Lord of the Rings lands. So there's that. So sometimes I bring a precon. This time I was thinking I might not, just because I haven't actually had an occasion to use a precon. Everybody's always brought, things that are mostly more powerful than the decks that I build. But it's always, I don't usually build very powerful decks. I prefer to do weird and silly things. They can go off, obviously. They have on streams and so on and so forth. Like a Mental Misplace stream, the All the Things deck did go off, I think. Or was it the Face Down deck? I think one of those two went off, and it was super sweet. So options of, okay, so let's see what options we have as far as other decks to bring, and see what people might want to play against. If you're going to be there, like, find me, let's play. But I think last time I brought Weaponizing the Kitties, and I brought the Vampire deck, and I brought Tasha, I think, which is the Your Deck is Sweet, where I steal things from opponents' decks. This one has Game Changers in it. Many of my decks do not have Game Changers in them. Some of them do. So the options, Zur is not an option. That's a very, very old build of a commander deck that was specifically meant for 1v1. And it is... it's a jerk deck to play. And it's only meant for 1v1. And I haven't updated it in forever. So it's just, a silly deck. So that one's not coming. Zombusiness is just zombies. Literally will help zombies. My crazy build of that, it's fairly straightforward. It's just zombies. It draws cards, it plays zombies, it goes brains. Yuriko is not the build that most people do of Yuriko. It's literally like, it's actually ninjas. It's just ninja tribal. That's kind of, sorry, typal, ninja typal. That's what it actually is. I didn't make it competitive. It's not that deck. It does currently contain a Cyclonic Rift because this was built before the Game Changer stuffs. And it has a bunch of things that it wants to add, which are pretty sweet. But I didn't have Kaito, Bane of Nightmares, so I want one. Not that version. I prefer the regular version, but yeah. So I don't think I want to bring... I think those are two very, very straightforward, just sort of typo/kindred decks that I don't really want to bring. I don't think they're interesting enough right now. I do love playing them, but I can save them for like a Patreon thing or something later. Unless people really want to see them. Oftentimes one of the ones that I'll bring is another one that people saw me play on Elder Dragon Hijinks, which is my banned ETB deck. It is super fun. It is so much fun. It does still have a Teferi's Protection in the main deck because I felt like this deck is not stupid, so it can have one Game Changer in it. I did take out Rhystic Study, Seedborn Muse, and Cyclonic Rift, which used to be in the deck before the game changers were introduced, but it just bounces things and flickers them and gets value off of those things, and it's so much fun. I highly recommend building a flicker deck if you have not already. In the similar vein, but less dear to me, there's also doubling ETBs, which is the Yaroxy's double. And that one, I really wanted to have access to the black, because the black stuff is so much fun to flicker. And I really wanted access to it. So various things. You lose access to a bunch of things that actually go trigger, like the white is a very large portion of the things that flicker things or have creatures that flicker stuff. So you have to rely a little bit more on the spells like Saw in Half and so on. So, and Displace and Ghostly Flicker. And now you're gonna get the ceiling thing from Spider-Man. That'll be super sweet. So yeah, so this one's fun too. It's just a different build. It has some of the same pieces, which is, I know, a little bit annoying, but it has a lot of different stuff, so I was happy about that. But those are the rune I often bring, so it's in contention to go. This is a instant sorcery deck that produces tokens. Its whole point is to produce tokens. So whenever I play an instant or sorcery spell, I'm either producing a token or I'm getting value off of playing that instant or sorcery spell. So, we've got things like Young Pyromancer, Third Path Iconoclast, Poppet Stitcher. So this one, when it dies, you get the tokens. It's got Murmuring Mystic. It's got Maniform Hellkite to... Yeah, that's the whole point, is to cast lots of instants and sorceries and poop out tokens. But again, that one's... again, it's cool, but it's less amazing to me than this one, for example, which is dual-wielding kitties. Furballs with swords and equipment and axes. So this one is my kitty deck, and it is adorable and can get off to explosive starts. Usually gets shut down then, but is a lot of fun in the beginning of the game. And it had some new tools put in. So Arabo got in here. Helpful Hunter got in here. I mean, Flanker was fairly recently added. There's just some good stuff as far as kitties that have been printed recently. And the sideboard contains Kahira. I'm running that as a companion for the deck. And Arabo, of course, is the commander, because it's dumb. Because Eminence is dumb. But, okay, so, and then we have, this one I haven't updated to pull some of the banned cards out. This one kept one of the banned cards, which is the Mana Crypt. It used to have the Dockside, but I didn't take out the Mana Crypt because it's the only deck that has a Mana Crypt, and it's not it's not good. It's an 8 mana commander. But yeah, so I kept it mostly as is. I took out the Dockside Extortionist, and I took out a few other things, but I left most of it in, and I kept this in because it's pretty and I wanted to look at it, and I don't run it in any other decks. So but I'm probably not going to bring that one just because I don't want to run a banned card against people. Toralf's Fiery Rage is a burn deck. Basically, the whole point of this deck is to give other people creatures and then make them take damage every time those creatures take damage and do damage to all creatures. So, so it's got you know, damage doublers like and triplers like City on Fire and Fiery Emancipation. It's got additions to damage, and then it makes sure that, you know, when a creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to that creature's controller. Then it deals lots of damage with things like Spiteful Banditry, Star of Extinction, etc. There's a lot of like damage to all creatures, but it uses things like Varchild's War Raiders to give opponents little 1/1s. A Canlander? Ew, interesting. Okay, I will consider that, definitely. I haven't built any yet, so maybe for next con, definitely remind me. That's a very good point. But yeah, I mean, I just, and then we have also sorts of things that that make damage happen and do all sorts of awful things to opponents. So that's Toralf. We have Jodah Legends. This is kind of like most other people's, I'm sure, Jodah Legends deck. I just had so much fun building this. It's just all legendary creatures and like silly things. The one thing is that this does actually have the One Ring in it because it also has Mount Doom. And the whole point of this is that everything in here is a legend, right? So I have Mount Doom, and I actually have, so choose to go, like, sacrifice Mount Doom and a legendary artifact. So I actually have a ton of legendary artifacts in here. So we have a Chroma's Memorial, we have Chimil, we have Chromatic Orrery, we have Helm of the Host, we have Mithril Coat, we have Mox Amber, we have the One Ring. So I am definitely doing this thing. You built a Rendmaw deck? Oh, interesting. Rendmaw. Okay. What does Rendmaw do? But yeah, so this one just has a ton of crazy cool legends that I'm always happy to run. It's yet another 5-color deck though that I would be bringing, and all the things and X marks are, well, sorry, no, all the things and Bombadil are already 5-color decks, so maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm not bringing the Howling because this is a pain in the butt to keep track of day and night, but it is dear to me because werewolves are so much fun normally. I just wish there was some way to keep track of it without actually consulting it. Did you play a spell? Did you play a spell? Okay. How many spells did you play? Ugh. All right. So, this is my artifact deck. I have a new addition to this one. Which is I'll be adding the Spider-Man Iron Spider to it. It's gonna be really fun. But yeah, this is an artifact deck. It's just a Liberator battle, or this is Battlethopter, and like every Ugin I could put in, basically, which is a little dumb, and like a ton of ramp in artifact form. But yeah, it's a fun deck. So Tace's Afterlife is just death triggers. Goaded Birds. Oh no! Oh wait, is that the like Duskmourn one? Is that the like Golgari Duskmourn one? That is really cool. Oh yeah, I've seen that one play. Yeah, that one's an interesting one. So this one's just about like having things die and doing damage to people when things die and doubling triggers and getting little bugger tokens for the afterlife and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah, that's what Tesa does. It is fun. I have a reanimate deck. That's what Teneb is. Teneb itself sometimes gets to do Teneb's thing, but more frequently it's just I'm reanimating stuffs. Yeah, this is just put big things in the battlefield and hope I did it soon enough not to die. Yeah, get things back from the graveyard. That's the whole thing for that one. This is my landfall deck. This one is a landfall deck that so for the Greensleeves one, Greensleeves is also a landfall deck making lots of badgers, but this one is more of like return your lands to hand. and have something happen for that. So this is a really cool, like, little deck. And trade routes used to be in it. I'm trying to use some creatures to do what trade routes used to do, but this gives you a theme of the deck. Is basically I get value from returning lands to my hand, and I'm allowed to play, and I use things that allow me to play multiple lands per turn. And then I can also use things like Mana Breach to be a jerk. So whenever any player plays a spell, that player returns a land he or she controls to owner's hand. And since in theory I'm the only one being able to play multiple spells per turn, I accrue a value that way. And things like that. It does produce tokens, but yeah. So that one's a fun one. So then we have my Atraxa deck. Again, that's a Planeswalker deck, basically the same thing. It proliferates. It has less of a poison theme than many Atraxa decks do. I really wanted to just have fun with it has a few things that will produce the poison counter, like the prologue to Pharesis, but it's less, and like the Vraska's Fall, but it's less about the poison counters than many decks like this. It's more about the super friends, and just, having synergies with planeswalkers and planeswalkers that do things for other planeswalkers, etc. But it is pretty vulnerable. It's not very powerful, and because it does make you a target right off the bat. We have my squirrel deck, which is just squirrels. It's just that's its whole idea. Squirrels. Let's make lots of squirrels, and then make my squirrels someone else's problem. That's the whole point of that deck. So this is my Slivers deck. Again, a 5-color deck, so I probably won't bring it. I just got a Sliver Hive to put in it, so I'm so excited that we opened it on stream. So that was really cool. This is your normal like Sliver deck. There's a few changes that people make. This is a different, so a lot of people use first Sliver though, this first Sliver as their commander, to just cascade into Slivers, and that's more powerful, but I prefer to be janky Slivers. So I use Sliver Overlord, and I use a few things that can turn things into Slivers so I can steal them. But this also allows me to just fetch up Slivers. And sort of get whatever sliver is going to be my silver bullet at the time. So that's the Slivers deck. Again, I'm bringing already two 5-color decks, so I feel like I shouldn't do that one. This is Minsk and Boo. This is a little bit more competitive than many of my other decks, but still not like a 4, I don't think. I mean, I think it's classified as a 4 here, right? Optimized. Because it has game changers and it has some tutors, but it's not there's no infinite combos. It can kill one person pretty easily, but it has trouble doing that again. So it's just it's really fun, and I throw hamsters at people. That's basically it. You make the hamster big, you throw it at people. That's what you do. So, and it has an African swallow in it, which makes me happy. Unladen. Or laden, your choice. We have, again, here's the rune, and then the Riss. Riss is already coming. Rune might come. That's might be one of the choices. We have my pool deck. So this is Deadpool. I did just get a card that I want to put in there, which is Devastating Onslaught, which says create X tokens that are copies of target artifact or creature you control. Those tokens gain haste until I'm turned, sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. So you get to copy Deadpool, which is the whole point of this deck. This deck just makes copies of Deadpool, because Deadpool copies are silly. So that's the whole point. We make lots of copies of Deadpool, and and things happen. And that one is very fun, but I haven't played it yet. I have goldfished it. I haven't played it against anything yet, so it's really interesting. So this is my life gain deck. That's Oloro. Oloro does silly things with Eminence, essentially. because at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life in from the command zone. That's its Eminence version. And then, so you're guaranteed to gain 2 life per turn, and that helps a lot of things out recently. And I added a kitty to it because this kitty loves that. So it's my life to gain deck. It's pretty straightforward. I love playing that one. That one's fun. It's not very powerful though, turns out. Then we have dinosaurs. Not the mama. Here's my not the mama deck. This is dinosaurs. It's really literally just, again, kindred dinosaurs. And it can be very silly. It can do a lot of things really quickly, which is really nice. Big dinos go rawr is basically what the whole thing of this, and they're usually hasty and they're usually grossly large. So yeah. that's the not the mama deck. Nicol Bolas Nope I built for my brother, and I haven't messed with it since I built it. It has 1 or 2 game changers in it. Jesus. Because my brother wanted like the jerk of decks. Like he was just like, I want to kill things, I want to rip apart people's hands, and I want to counter spells. And I was just like, well, Nicol Bolas is for you. And so I built this deck for him, and it hasn't been really updated for a while, but this is it. And it has the cute to brute little Nicol Bolas at the helm. And we have humans deck. Neali is often a token based deck, but I decided to go for humans here. It has a slight Lord of the Rings theme, so it has, a bunch of different, Lord of the Rings cards that are forming some of the heart of it. I do want lightning for this very badly, I think. Army of One from Final Fantasy at some point. I'll add that to this. There's a little bit of, token doubling. But it is mostly just like poop out hasty humans and things and do gross stuffs. So that's the humans. Since I'm already bringing a populate / token deck, I probably don't want to bring that one. My name is Ping. This is my Keller Morph deck. And it needs a Vivi. In its 99, it needs a Vivi. Because it's perfect for it. It deals 1 damage to each opponent, right? That's the whole point, right? So it does need a Vivi, and eventually I will acquire a Vivi at some point. Hopefully after it's banned. And then the price hopefully tanks a little bit. I don't know if it ever will, but this is a really fun deck. But basically I get to ping a lot. It's mostly about casting spells, instants and sorceries, and doing 1 damage thereby for Exalted and Firebrand and Electrostatic Field and Coruscation Mage and all the things. It's really fun. What else do we have? Marin is a little bit more of a mean deck than most of my others. You can see the attrition. I had this version, but I also wanted it to be easy for people to read, so I put that in the sideboard. Marin's kind of a jerk deck to play against. It's really quite mean. Even in its it's not that expensive for a mean deck, but it's I mean, you start to basically, you have a bunch of creatures you start sacrificing, you start getting the value off of that, and they just keep coming back from the graveyard, and then you start, frogging people. Basically is the whole stupidity of things, is you just keep getting the effects on these creatures. And then you just prevent all combat damage that we dealt unless you choose to have it dealt. It's pretty silly. So I think that one's a little bit more unfriendly than I'd like to play against new people. So I think I'm gonna leave Marin at home. Mark the Fangs I brought last time. This is just an Edgar Markov vampire deck in which I fit as many Sorens as I possibly could. I think there might be one missing, but I tried to put every single one in there just as a Markov family line. And then it's just a bunch of really good vampires, and Edgar Markov is a sick card. So we have the other vampire deck, which is Blood Tokens and Madness. So it still needs an Evora. This card is hilariously good. But this is a blood, like, just basically, you know, Madness and discard stuffs. And Blood Tokens to discard, get things to discard stuffs and sacrifice stuffs, and it's good. It's a lot weaker than the other vampire deck, but fun in a different way. We've got a goblin deck. It's very straightforward. It's goblins. it's just goblins. And they do the usual thing. This is Kozilek. And so this is my Eldrazi deck. So it's colorless, and it wants to cast Kozilek and draw cards. So it also has a lot of Ugins in it. Eugene is silly, so, and it has a bunch of game changers. This one needs the game changers to cast a 10 mana commander, so that's part of it. So then we have, what else do we have? Yeah, I just did this one. This is Korvold. It's a sacrifice deck, but in particular, this one is a land sacrifice deck. So it doesn't actually produce a lot of like little token creatures and things like that to sacrifice. It's more about sacrificing lands, and replaying them and doing all that stuff. So this is where I mined the Hearth Hall World Seed. Like, I mined the Edge of Eternity's deck to help build this, and it's pretty, it looks pretty fun to me. I haven't played it yet. This is just recently built, but it has some cool stuff. It's got some treasures to sacrifice. It does have some small creatures to sacrifice, but the main thing is it's a land sacrifice deck specifically. This is the one that I was talking about earlier and that I want Caveron for. That would be super cool. So that's a really fun one. I haven't, again, like, the concept is very fun to me. This is just a wizard deck. I don't want to bring that one. Greasefang, I don't think I want to bring. The From Exile one that I played on Shuffle Up and Play is here. It has a lot of potential new toys coming up. But it's currently in its, you know, basically in the same build as it was before. It is very fun. It is really fun. The randomness of the like exile stuff is always super sweet. So that one's pretty cool. I could bring that one. So that's in contention, definitely. So we have Merfolk. It's a Merfolk deck. It's more about using Kumena to draw than, like, I know a lot of people use Hakbal as the main one. This isn't really an Explorer deck as such. It's more of just go wide with Merfolk and then go wider and go kill things. So that's what it does. Merfolk deck, which would probably please the prof exceptionally. I should get prof's input on it. So then we have Flappy Sky Ladies. This is my angel deck. It is fronted by Giada. And then it just has the angels are flying. They flappy. That's what this deck is. A preponderance of angels. So again, this is my jankiest 5-color deck. And then we have these are another dinosaur deck, but this one is based around about doing damage and ferocious. So Needletooth Raptor is in this, right? We have Ranging Raptors, and we have Ripjaw. We have a way to reduce the damage dealt to dinosaurs to 1. I wanted to run the like Doctor Who and other things like this, so I was going to do this. Fairies, yeah, fairies from Lorwyn would be nice to get more of them. Got Wrathful Raptors. We've got Pyrohemia here, right? Deals 1 damage to each creature and each player, so I get to like do damage. It's really a different kind of deck than the other one. The other one's just like go roar. This one is like put some things on the board and then get lots of advantage by by doing damage to them. So here's fairies haiku. This is the fairy deck. It's just about playing lots of fairies and trying to get in with the card advantage of like kindred. Card advantage of the tag wheel, basically. We draw cards when they die is the whole thing. Just like keep hitting, keep doing things. And a little bit of like this is the one where I run a bunch of counter spells and trickery type things. So like this is running a Spinal Embrace because reasons. Yeah. Thanks, Sir Lurkalot. Yeah, it's a very, very. I mean, I've been playing this game since '94, so it is. There's a lot of cards. There's a lot of cards. But I love like things like here where I get to use like misleading signpost and change who people are attacking and various stuff. It's just silly fun. Most of this, the fairies deck. Definitely just Kindred though. Face down is really fun. So this is my more morph deck. This is headed by Kadena, which gives me card draw in the command zone. And basically I have a ton of morphs that all do sort of different things and are super sweet. And then I, of course, got a lot of help. This deck got so much help from Duskmourn. So we started to get a few other like things, a few other sets. But Duskmourn was a big one to get a lot of help for this one. So we can make our things bigger when they unmorph. We can do all sorts of like came from the pipes. You get to manifest dread multiple times, but then you get to ramp when you do it, and so on and so forth. Like we had stuff from cons already, but like this was really helpful. So it's just it's a sweet deck. And I think I did bring this one last time too, and I did get to play it, but it's not powerful. It doesn't really have that much interaction. It does have like a Bane of the Living, and it has some counter spells and steal your stuffs. So like Karo Spell Snatcher, but and like Willbender can change the target, but mostly it's just like I'm doing these. I mean, most decks of mine are not optimized. They are not super powerful. I mean, like I said, even Minsk and Boo, which is, you know, it can be quite powerful and get off to a good start, usually doesn't win. There's no, I don't do infinite combos or like super crazy things. I don't do land destruction. I don't do mill except for self mill. I don't have those like the super competitive decks. I don't prefer to do that. Like I want to do, you like Super Friends decks, Planeswalkers decks? I have one. I have Super Tracks. This is my Planeswalker deck, full of, it doesn't have that many board wipes though, actually. I think it has one farewell, yeah. And a Sunfall, sorry. Two gross removal, mass removal spells. Sorry. It has two. I think the deck that has the most Wraths is probably Chainer. It has a Blasphemous Edict, Damnation, Toxic Deluge, and Meat Hook Massacre. Do I do single target land destruction? Yeah, I think a couple of the decks have something like that. Like destroy target non-basic land or something like that. It's rare though. I don't have a link for the collection, no. This is if you look up my, decks, Headology Magic decks on Moxfield, you can see these. Except for the private ones, right? That are unfinished / that I'm still considering. So I liked my friend's deck, but I haven't built this one. But I also don't, there's so many game changers that I pulled out. So I'm still working on it to figure out what to do. He builds way more competitive decks than I do. Field of the Dead is definitely a game changer. So it's listed, it's in some of my decks. Just because some of the landfall decks that I think it's in 1 or 2 of the landfall decks, but I can actually find out which ones really quickly by doing this. I know I have some in the sideboard of various things. Deserted runs it. Yeah, it's like there's 2 game changers. There's Crop Rotation and Field of the Dead because this deck is really, really weak. And it's so much fun. Yeah, no, I have no CEDH. And I have very few decks that even the decks of mine, like Minsk and Boo, that are classified as 4s, play like 3s most of the time, just because I don't build them to do the optimization necessarily. I just like to have fun and have themes more than I like to win. So like things like this is a partial Pillow Fort deck, enchantment deck, with Tuvasa. I know a lot of people just sort of try to optimize Tuvasa by going sort of boggles on it, like just like protecting it and just getting in for it to kill. But that's not what this deck is about. It's kind of a mixture of 2 different decks, and I like it that way. But yeah, so I don't actually have that many super competitive decks at all. Like, I don't think I have any, really. I just have fun with what I have. So this is my elf deck, Elf Ball. It's black-green as opposed to mono-green, and it looks like I am running a Cradle in it currently. Again, that was before the game changers. Not that it wasn't very always clear that Cradle is broken, but there you are. But yeah, this is my dragon deck. My 5-color dragon deck makes me happy. This thing is so much fun. This is the Dragon, and I run 5-color Dargans, and Dargans make me happy. So basically, it's a bunch of smaller creatures that allow me to... it's got ramp, of course, and then it also has a bunch of smaller creatures that make my dragons cheaper, including this and Rivaz and Sarkans, of a bunch of different types. So, like this one. And it's just really fun. I need to get the other Irini for this. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I have the other one. This one's good though. And maybe I don't even need the other one. The 10 damage might not be so good. But yeah, so that's my dragon deck. I think if you want to build a more competitive dragon deck, you just make it red-green. Nicole, welcome! I'm trying to figure out what to bring to Atlanta. We're almost done reviewing what I do have. So Deserted is my lands in graveyards matter deck, and so it's a desert deck. And so it is headed by Yuma, which again, not a strong deck. That's why I feel okay running Crop Rotation and Field of the Dead in it. And it's just playing lands from the grave and discarding lands to the graveyard and doing all stuff, milling myself, do the things. Yeah, that's what this deck does. Played it on stream the other time, and it made some cacti. You're trying to stay awake? Aw. Sleep is good though. So wait, so that was Deserted. Okay, I'm building another food deck because I didn't want my only food deck to be the Lord of the Rings ones. You have a bus in 2 hours. Oh yeah, I have to get up for the... I have to leave for the airport at like 6:30. Icky. So, oh yeah, Daxos Enchanted. This is a fun one. this is a different enchantment type deck where Daxos gets experience counters when you cast enchantment spells when Daxos is on the battlefield, and then you can start pooping out white and black spirit enchantment creature tokens with Daxos. And so my whole point here is to play crazy enchantments and do all sorts of stuff with that. Oh, you're so welcome, Kelpie. You're so welcome. I'm glad you're going to enjoy it. That's so awesome. I am tired and scared of like, I always get like anxious, scared. I get anxious before travel just because I think I've forgotten something or I was supposed to do something or there's never enough time to prepare really, and things like that. And it's not rational at all, but I'm in that state. But now I'm just trying to figure out which decks to bring. So I'm asking chat for help. But yeah, this is Daxos. It makes things go boom. That's its whole thing. It is not strong. It's just really, really not. So after Daxos, we have, that was the first deck I ever built as for Commander. I didn't understand the concept. So it's literally just random green and white cards that I wanted to play. That I had it like randomly like on the desk. So it was fun. Memnarch is I very rarely use the Memnarch part of this. You like stealing stuff? Nicol Bolas and all the crime you can think of. Well, the biggest crime deck that I have is Tasha. So this, and I mean, Memnarch does steal things. I can make things into artifacts and steal them. And technically the Sliver Overlord steal stuff. But this is my blue proliferate artifact deck. And it needs the Iron Spider as well. But since I don't use the Memnarch, like I tend not to use the Memnarch ability in that one, it's a little bit nerfed. Oh, I could bring my group hug deck. So this is built based in part, in large part on Spice 8's video. I had a few changes to what I did, but it's an interesting thing. I didn't have a generous pup, so I proxied that, and I have to see if I can find one. But wait, Moxfield is like, you're clicking on too many things. Might have to reload. But yeah. So this is very much based on Spice 8 Rack's video. And if you haven't seen Spice 8 Rack's video, I highly recommend it. I very, very highly recommend it. You should definitely watch it. So it's called like You're Playing Group Hug Wrong, or something like that. And it is pretty sweet. See if I can log back in here. Okay. All right, my stream deck is not working. So I'm just going to transition the hard way. Okay. But yeah, I could bring Bumbleflower's Cuddles. I haven't played that yet, and it sounds fun. This is my Pirates deck. It has a treasure theme. It's trying to do this Revel in Riches theme, but also it does some crime. Not much, but some. Because Brass does take things. You did tweak your Felda after the Spice video? Yeah. Spice is the best. Their videos are fantastic. So again, we did that one's Bombadils is coming, Badger's coming. Chainer, I don't think is gonna come. It is mono black weak commander, but still amazing fun. Just reanimate type effect using Chainer to grab people's creatures from their graveyard. Let me switch back to this. So yeah, so this is Chainer. Chainer steals stuff from people's graveyard. It can be mine, can be anybody else's, for 3 black mana and 3 life. And then it has a lot. That's why it has a lot of wraths, is it just wants things to go to the graveyard. So that is this one. Um, it kills things, it does stuff. In its sideboard, it now has Zodiark, which is interesting. But yeah, that's Chainer. Chainer really like, I just cut Jeweled Lotus from it. Chainer really kind of needs Jeweled Lotus to be any good. Everything else, like other things are just better for Reanimator, even than, but it's jank and wonderful, and I love it. So, but yeah, I pulled the Jeweled Lotus out of it to do stuff. Exactly. This is my butts deck. This is Arcades Tukuses. So this is Arcades and a bunch of walls, and things like that have really high toughness and then do damage equal to their toughness, and walls can attack, etc. So it has a bunch of different things for that. I really want to put in the, oh god, what was it? Let's see, it might be in here. Maybe I didn't put it yet, but there was something from Foundations. There was a wall from Foundations that stopped all the damage that would be done to walls you control or something, or other creatures or something. And that was pretty neat. It was only an 0/3, but I think it might have been since red does like mass damage, or black does occasional mass damage. Usually black's -X, but red does mass damage. It would be cool to have a protection against like a Star of Extinction. So, because these things are massive. Their butts are massive a lot of the time. So this is a really sweet deck. It's really fun to play. Then we have Kalia, which just updated, not upgraded, just changed a few things. And it's just angels, demons, and dragons, oh my. That's what she do. She attacks, you protect her, and she puts awful things into play, attacking your opponent pretty quickly. And we have the two versions, one in the sideboard and one in the regular. So yeah, and everybody's Kalia deck is, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of variations in Kalia deck. This is an aura deck. This is Gilwain Casting Director. It is almost exclusively aura focused. It is very fun. So it is an enchantment deck, and so it does have enchantress effects, right? So you're gonna do your Sithis, your Verdure and Enchantress rather. Eidolon of Blossoms, Argothian Enchantress, etc. But it's all about the auras. So it's got a ton of cool auras in there, and I got to add Super State, which is super sweet. This card is dumb. And it's great if you can make your auras cheaper. Like we have a few things that make enchantment spells cheaper to cast, and then we do stuff. But it's just, yeah, this is a fun deck. And it has one Wrath in it, which is it's thematic Winds of Wrath, which destroys all creatures with no enchantments on them. So that's always really, really fun. Then we have my cycling deck, which is Gavi, Nest Warden, and basically wants to cycle cards. So draw and discard. So it's got a few things that care about discarding, a few things that care about drawing, a few things that care about both. So, yeah. None of this is CEDH. None of this is CEDH. I don't purport to understand CEDH at all. Learning CEDH would be cool, but none of these are CEDH. None of these are even really 4s. They're usually 3s if they're a deck designed by me. They can play there, yeah. Yeah, no, Yuriko here is Yuriko here, this is just a Ninja Kindred deck. It's not actually the CEDH Yuriko at all. You can make Yuriko extremely competitive. That's not this. So all the things is coming. Akiri's equipped to lead. This is my equipment deck, specifically. And it is, you can see the two things that have things. I have a different version of them in the sideboard. It is about drawing cards by attacking with equipped creatures, having equipped creatures do damage, and just crushing. It's, again, not competitive. It's just It's not even particularly strong, but it's really fun. And one of its best cards was actually a Fallout card, which is, yeah, we've got Cloud here, Midgar Mercenary, and then Inventory Management is one of the best cards you can do in this because it allows you to re-equip instantly. Like, it's super fun. So yeah, this one's super sweet. So that's the equipment deck. And then I think we have a couple more. Oh yeah. This is my Lurgoyf deck. I just put this together a while back. Like this one is really, really, really fun. I hope. Again, I haven't played it yet. I was actually missing a surprising number of uncommons in this one. I was missing Insidious Roots, which I swear I have somewhere, and Lively Dirge. So I gotta pick some of those up. And then I have 6 in a different deck, but I didn't have another one for this one, so I'll have to pick that up as well. But it is my so Disa is basically whenever a Lurgoyf permanent is put into your graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, put it onto the battlefield. So this has a ton of self-mill, one of the best of which is this Ripples of Undeath. And it says whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a Tarmogoyf token. So it is trying to mill itself. It's got some it's got like the where is it, like Golgari Thug. It's got dredge cards here like this and the Dakmor Salvage and a few other things. It's got Hermit Druid to mill, and it's just so it tries to mill itself. It tries to get these crazy I tried to put as many goyfs in as I possibly could. There are a couple changelings because they are also goyfs. Yeah. I couldn't put in Cosmogoyf because it's the worst goyf ever freaking printed because it only cares about exiled cards from graveyards. And you don't want to exile cards from graveyards for any other goyf. You want cards to stay in goyf. So I do have an exile target player's, graveyard here just in case I needed it. But, yeah. I really feel like I should be able to name this an honorary goyf. Why is Souls of the Lost? Why can't this be a goyf for me? Why can't this be a goyf? It is a goyf card, right? Like, its power and toughness equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard, and its toughness equal to that +1. That's what a goyf is. It cares about stuff in the graveyard, whether that's, all cards or creature cards or instance and sorcery cards or land cards. That's what it cares about. Why couldn't this be a goyf? Anyway, there aren't enough goyfs is what I'm saying. We got a few more. We got Barrow-goyf, and Polygoyf and Pyrogoyf in the Commander Masters EDH, but that was a few more. We also did get this where was it? It's an enchantment, right? Yeah, Tarmogoyf Nest as well. But I'm really excited to play this deck, but this is my Achans run deck. And that was really cool. So then we have the Lord of the Rings Nazgul deck. So this is Lord of the Nazgul, and I have a bunch of Nazgul, and the whole point of this deck is just to make more Nazgul. And it does have a lot of game changers, and it has the One Ring because it's a Lord of the Rings deck, and I wanted to. So there's 2 decks that I own that have the One Ring in them. It's this one and the Legends of Joda. So this one is that. And in general, it's trying to duplicate things via instants and sorceries because that works with Lord of the Nazgul, which says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 3/3 black wraith creature token with menace. And I want to have 9 or more wraiths in play at some point. Seems like fun. So that's what this deck is. And finally, we have the other one that's coming, which is the +1/+1 for everyone, which is the Prime Speaker Zagana that we talked about earlier. So does anybody have any preference for like 2 more decks that I'm bringing? So again, the ones that I'm definitely bringing: X Marks the Spot, Tom Bombadil, that's the Sagas, Riss, which is the Populate deck, all the things, which is the Changeling deck, Badger, Green Sleeves, and +1/+1. But any of the other ones that sound really interesting to you, that I'm happy to consider bringing. I just didn't know which two to bring in addition. Having gone through this, I'm interested in the ones that occurred to me while we were doing it that I thought might be cool to bring are the dinosaur deck. Oh, people get kicks out of dinosaur. I like dinosaurs. Dinosaur for the not the mama, and maybe the Bant bounce, or flicker. This rune is mostly for color. But if anybody has like a preference, we could also do like kitty, dual wielding per factories. We could do Corvold, the land sacrifice deck, or even the land sacrifice, or the Lurgoyf also sound really cool. But does anybody have a preference? Oh, or we could do group hug. That's Bumbleflower's Cuddles. They all sound good to me. That's my problem. It's like I don't even know what to bring. I will definitely have fun. So, but like, if anybody has any ideas, I'm there for it. I think I might do the group hug. You like Stealing and Strange Wind Cons? Stealing is Tasha. That's your deck is sweet. And it's fun to play in paper because you can't really play it. It's not fun to play over spell table because stealing stuff is really rough over spell table. You have to create like versions of it for yourself and it's just annoying. This is definitely a deck I could play. I could bring this. Strange Win Cons. I don't know if they have, that strange win cons in any of this. They're less creative that way, and definitely. The pirate deck looks fun? Okay. Let's do the pirate deck. Okay. I'm writing that one down. That's perfect. Okay. Pirate deck is one of the two. All right. Well, Revel in Riches is definitely is in this one. It does have a pirate a treasure theme deck. All right, we'll bring the pirate deck. Okay, so that's one. Does anybody have another one? I haven't brought brass to anywhere yet, so that's perfect. Arr. Yes. The problem is I want to bring everything, and I just can't do all those. Oh, you just interested? Sorry, yeah, we went through all the decks. Looking at them. We're currently trying to decide. So I've got pirates. We're doing pirates. I have to decide on one more. And then but we're deciding amongst a bunch of them. Like we're deciding amongst the kitties and the Flicker, and the dinosaurs, and the land sacrifice, and the group hug. I think those are the main ones that we're just trying to decide against. Do I have any elf decks? Yes, I do. It's fairly straightforward though, so I don't know that I want to bring that one. This is the Lathril deck. It's very fun, but again, it's I think the more it's one of the less creative ones that I'm doing. You like the group hug? Okay. All right. We'll do the group hug then. Okay. So, Pirates and group hug. Thank you so much, chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was just trying so hard to decide. I wanted to bring them all. And that's never going to happen. So there's that. All right. Pirates and group hug. Totally the opposite of the things. Charisma. Oh, charisma's interesting. With Gerson, it is interesting. It's triple blue. I think I might have had it in the sideboard. Let me see. Hold on. Moxfield. Where is Gerson? Yes, my name is Ping. That's the one. Yeah, Charisma's in the sideboard. It was just a little bit too delicate for me to actually put in the deck. I didn't have a space. And since it's so easy to remove whatever this would be put on, and it's triple blue, I decided it was a little too delicate. If I put like Fierce Guardianship back in and like a few like things to protect Gerson more, then I've got Mithril Coat, I've got a few other things to protect it, but and a few counter spells. But if I'd put, if I focused a lot more on protecting Gerson himself with this deck, then Charisma would probably work out fine. But I went for the like Basilisk Collar, Gorgon's Head stuff where we're just killing the things that we're targeting and less of the protecting Gerson himself. So, but yeah, okay. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. This was an odd short stream just for this, but I really appreciate your insight and like and your awesome recommendations for the decks too. Like I want to get that at some point too, get more in depth and see whether you all have better ideas for some of the decks that I'm building, and maybe I should build a few more competitive ones. And I definitely need to build a Canlander, as someone was saying. So I need all of your input on that too. So I'm actually definitely going to be doing a few more streams about what to do and what to build and what to see and say and the stuff. So it'll be perfect. Okay. So I've got Pirates and I've got Group Hug, and they're gonna both come with me to Atlanta, and hopefully we get to do some cool stuff from there. But thank you, that was so good. And then now I can sleep. I'll add those to the pile and then I can sleep. And so, all right, so let's I'm not gonna raid anyone, just it'll probably take more time than you finding somebody awesome to raid anyway, to go over and follow. So I'm just gonna sign off and stop streaming. Unlike usual, usually we try to raid every single time, just because again I love sending you to people and having them get to enjoy your awesomeness. So but I don't want to take up your time there. So anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm hoping we have fun too. Again, I will be bringing back from the swag that we get, I will be bringing back and doing the normal giveaway stream. So the big giveaway with all the play mats and all the deck boxes and all the sleeves and things like that. So you're so welcome, Jay. Thank you so much for your input. I really appreciate it. And Summer and everybody, and Hobo, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you all. You are so kind to jump in on this. I know it's not our normal thing of like playing limited and stuff, so I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you again soon. And hopefully, I mean, I always want to film from the things, but usually they have really bad reception, so I can probably film and then post later. We'll see. I might do like some small things. I've been trying to learn a little bit of the editing programs / like little short video programs. So, all right. Anyway, love you all. Have such a good time. Thank you again.